Hello everyone, my name is Kyle Leinart. I'm one of the Coal Creek Watershed Foundation scholars. I want to thank you all for having me and my wife Jessica here today. It's been a pleasure meeting some of you, hopefully meet more of you as the day goes along. We won't be here too long, I gotta get back to work today, unfortunately. But I just want to thank you for having me. It's been a warm welcome. Everybody's been so nice to us, the food's been amazing, so just thank you. So, like I said, my name is Kyle Leinart. I grew up in the town of Briceville, Tennessee. I was a recipient of the 2011 Nant Glove Scholarship and the 2016 from the Coal Creek Watershed Foundation. So Barry and Carol came into my life when I was just 8 years old. So I was, I think, a fourth grader at the time. And they had come in and they were given presentations on the rich history of our town. History we had no clue about. Loved it. We had no idea that our tiny little coal mining community, that industry had left a long time ago. The opiate epidemic was rising tremendously at that time, that early. And here comes someone saying, hey, your town is special. The people here are special. At the time I thought, why are two people coming here and telling us we're special when we're a hole in the foothills of the Appalachian? Nobody has ever done this. So at first it was like, okay, this is kind of weird. What's so special about it? Well, Barry and Carol set out to prove that. And I'm going to go through a list from my perspective of how they proved that to the community, myself, and all the other students. So, in 2001, Coal Creek Watershed Foundation sponsored Health Day at Briceville Elementary. They had brought in dentists and dental assistants, and they did dental care for all of the students. It was free for the students, through a wide range of grades. I was one of those students that got dental care. We had teeth cleanings, filled cavities, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What was amazing about that is they spent $17,000 for this. The thing about it is, especially for myself, who had very bad teeth growing up, and many other students did too, this was the first time we had ever had any dentistry done. So they walked in, said, we've got to take care of the health right off the bat. And I knew at that point, okay, they care about us. If they're willing to come in and do this, there's something going on. So shortly after that, we did the first Scholars Day. So we had the first recipient of the Nant Glove Scholarship. It was Amy Duggan. They brought her in, and she was in front of the 4th and 5th grade class and told her that she used to sit in our seats. And she was going to college and was telling us about that. And at that moment I knew, oh, so you can tell me I can get out of here. I've always wanted to go to college. That's the pinnacle of my dream. I didn't want to be an astronaut or anything. It was just like, I just got to get to college first. I didn't even care about graduating. I just wanted to go. So here's someone that used to sit in my seat around all these students, no hope, that said, no, you can get out of here. Follow Barry and Carol, they help me, they can help you too. So, let's zoom forward a little bit to middle school. Barry and Carol had hosted something called engineering camp. And in engineering camp, they gathered a handful of the students, several from Briceville Elementary, that attended Briceville Elementary and now in middle school, and we went to the University of Tennessee. There at the University of Tennessee, they had this professor. His name was Dr. Tony English, and he was an MIT graduate. He was interested in working with us. So here we were, all of these Briceville kids at University of Tennessee working on physics and engineering problems. Little did I know that the same building we were doing that in, a few years later, I would be having a lot of my classes and lectures in there. So, that leads us on to my time at UT. I received the scholarship and got to go to the University of Tennessee. Literally my only dream. So while I'm there at UT, I felt very embarrassed because when I showed up there, many of the other engineering students had already knocked out a year, 2 years of all of their class credits. They went to high schools that offered calculus, chemistry, whatever. We didn't have much of that opportunity. We had a few AP classes, but not 2 years of computer science. So I remember sitting there around all these other students whose achievements had dwarfed mine, and I had just entered the system. But what helped me was, hey, I've already made it here. I have two people looking after me, and they believe I can do it. And I did it. I went through the University of Tennessee and I graduated. While I was at UT, part of the Manklow Scholarship allowed me to go to London, and not London, Kentucky, the big one, in the United Kingdom. So imagine this little Briceville boy from a coal mining community who, my thought of the big city was downtown Knoxville. The 2 times I've been there, I thought this is New York City right here, this is as big as it gets. And I'm over here running around in central London. That scholarship allowed me to have that experience, one of the greatest experiences of my life, which I took my wife to earlier this year, and I had to parade her around and go, look, we were over here, we were over here, we were over here, but I think she enjoyed it.
Yes. Yes, I did.
So shortly after graduating, Barry gave me my first job, because while I was, I was still in school, it was first year. So first year, he gave me my first job. It was an internship while I had studied part-time. So I remember, this is a funny memory I have, Barry and Carol. I was doing a seepage analysis for you, and it was my first one, and I was hesitant, first time ever doing it. I handed it to Barry. He looked at it and just filed it away in the thing, locked the file, it's gone. And I'm like, wait, what if I did something wrong? It didn't matter. He knew it was correct. So that was a moment I was like, well, you've got faith in me. I'm apparently doing something right. So when I graduated from UT, I created my first patent, which is similar to the 3D goggles you were talking about. And I started my first startup. Well, part of that, Barry and Carol recognized that, hey, I need to eat while we're sitting here planning all of these things, because I'm a broke college student. There's no way. I mean, it was ramen every night for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Jessica.
Yes. Yeah.
They gave me another scholarship. And shortly after that, startup failed. And I remember coming back to Barry and Carol in person and apologizing and saying, hey, I'm sorry, I will give the money back. Barry told me, looked me in the eyes and said, you don't have to give it back. That's your money. That allowed me enough breathing room to get the credentials I needed in my field and start working on projects in the healthcare industry, the energy sector, the education industry, retail, on and on and on and on. So, and then on top of that, with all these jobs, and I know I aggravated you all with this, asking for references every 6 months, but I would always send, hey, I got a new job, reference. I want to go to grad school here, reference, reference, reference. You all did not hesitate, and I always got a reference. And in every single case, I got offered the position or got into the school. And I know that was due in part to both of you writing that reference for me. So a lot of people look at me as someone that defied all the odds to get to where I am today. That I'm a self-made man. But there's no such thing as a self-made man. I have 2 people in this room here that were behind me and they believed in me when no others did. They believed in me and the others from Briceville Elementary. And they made us who we are today. They loved us for who we were and where we came from, something that nobody had ever done before. You 2 came to a community that you had no ties to previously, and you poured your hearts and souls into us and that community. You proved we were special. You proved our community was special. And you proved that I was special. No matter what happened in our life, you were always cheering us on, no matter the path we took. And we knew we could come to you for anything we needed. You had faith in us. You gave us hope. Today I work for Microsoft. I'm a product designer. I'm working on the forefront of the AI revolution. I never thought I would be here. Like I told you, the pinnacle for me was just attending college. You've given me and a lot of other people's a life we could never have dreamed of. And there's not a day that goes by that I don't thank you for what you've done for me and the others. I would not be here without you 2 today. For any of us to live up to a fraction of the generosity and the selflessness you all have shown is amazing. Nobody could ever achieve that. I hope that someday I can do just a small amount of the goodness that you've given to the world. You're an inspiration to literally all of us, and we think about you every day and are thankful you were in our lives. So I want to thank you for giving us a chance at life. Thank you.